This is part 2 of my coronavirus. I'm wearing my mask right now so that you can see what type of mask I usually wore. Um, so you can see what type of mask that I wore at work every day. Um, I got it from Home Depot. They were contractors' mask, so it was a big box of I don't know how many. Um, but I'm gonna take it off because I'm having a hard enough time breathing, and I'm in my room and I'm by myself. So, but I just wanted you to see when I was saying that, as far as me being cautious or careful, for the most part, this was the mask that I wear every day. It was a box of like 16 or 30. So I wear them, I wash them, and um, they're reusable. Inside the mask, there's the outside is really smooth. It's layered, and then it has like cloth filter type material on the inside of the mask. So I'm going to talk about day 2. This isn't day 2 right now that I'm recording. Um, I couldn't do anything on day 2 after being tested. Um, I learned in speaking the awkward pauses and the ums is the worst thing ever when you're presenting to somebody. So I apologize for that. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. And this isn't written out. It's not pre-recorded. It's just me talking. So if you can excuse me for those, I will try not to use those those pauses as frequently. So Wednesday, I found out I had the coronavirus. I told you guys how heartbroken I was, how I took responsibility, how having to report it to my job was the worst thing ever because I work with kids. Um, Trying to talk to my job about it was difficult because my director got really defensive and she was asking me, was I blaming her and the school for me getting the coronavirus? And I was telling her that I'm not blaming anyone because I could have gotten it from anywhere, from Sonic, from the gas station. For the most part, I go to work, I come home, but I could have gotten it from anywhere. So having that discussion when you're not feeling very well is a very difficult um, discussion to have. But on day 2, this is day 3 after the spike, and family member and friends have said that I sound a lot better. Day 2, I'm okay now, so everybody don't freak out. But day 2 was just one of those things where I'd just rather die. Mentally, it really got to me. Um, my son didn't want to come anywhere near me, which I don't blame him. I wasn't sure how I was going to take care of myself when no one wanted to be anywhere in proximity of me to help take care of me. My my sister and my brother and some other family members, I talked to them on the phone so that they can try to lift my spirits up and try to let me know that whatever happened wasn't my fault. It's not anybody's fault. But mentally, it really affected me mentally, where I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to be sick. I know people are like, that's so dramatic, that's so extreme. And it is now that I look back at it, Yes, it is dramatic and it was extreme, but the pain is just the pain and the discomfort is just so great that you want to try to find it a quick way out. When by the time you're tested, you don't know how long you've had the virus. So you don't know how many more days you have to go. And when I opened my door, I try to say something to my son, and he's like, stay away, stay back, this, that, and the other. I know he has to be distant, but I was just like, I just needed a bottle of water. um, I needed somebody to help me find something to eat. So the first day, or the second day, I didn't really have too much to eat. I didn't want to eat. I was kind of feeling nauseous, but at the same time, I knew I had to eat. I ended up making my grocery list for grocery pickup at the grocery store, and then I ordered the rest of the stuff that I needed on Amazon for same day Amazon delivery. And then my sister ordered some beverages, like electrolyte beverages on Ensure and Gatorade. She ordered those through Amazon and a pulse oximeter, so that I can take my pulse and keep track of that. The rest of the stuff I was able to order through our local grocery store in Texas, which is HEB, for curbside. And then I arranged for my daughter to pick it up. So the headache was still there, the fevers were still there, the body pains were still there. On the second day, people told me that I was going to lose my sense of smell or taste. At that point, that hadn't happened. So day 2 was a mental battle. The mental battle was more severe over what I was experiencing body wise. I I try to get up when I think I'm feeling better, but my head just starts spinning and I get really dizzy. And so I sat back down. My cough had developed more by day 2, and I wasn't able to have long-winded conversations by day 2. um, I wasn't able to have long-winded conversations on day 2, and I had to figure out how to get my medicines in my system. I finally did get a chance to eat that evening after my grocery pickup. I ordered some microwave meals, and so I went out there, I fixed my food, I ordered gloves. So whenever I go outside of my room, I use my mask and I use my gloves. Right outside my door, there's a little station and it has gloves, hand sanitizer, and alcohol. So when I leave my room, I put my mask on, I do my hands with hand sanitizer, then I wipe my hands with the alcohol, then I put on my gloves, my vinyl gloves, and then I go and do whatever it is that I needed to do. Um, if you have a family member that gets this virus, they need your help and support. Um, whether it's a phone call, whether it's sending them a meal through Uber Eats. The first day, I didn't even have anybody to bring me any food. And I had my lunch bag in my room, and in my lunch bag, I had some stuff, and I had bottles of water. So that's that's everything that I did on Wednesday, because nobody wanted to be near me. Nobody would come anywhere close to proximity to where I was. No one was like, "Mom, do you need anything?" or "What can I get you?" the first day. So that was very hard, because I it's hard for me to ask for help in the first place. So if you have a family member with coronavirus, I'm going to give you some tips. It's bad enough that you have to go into quarantine and isolation, but when you're treated like you're a disease, even though you have the disease, when you're treated like you're the actual disease by your loved ones, it's heartbreaking. So check on them frequently. Ask them, do you need some water? Do you need some medicine? Um, is there anything that I can do for you? Have a tray outside their door or a stool outside their door so that you can bring them food and they can get the food without contact, without transmission. Um, get the meals. The meals that I got were the fresh meals from HEB that you just put in the microwave for a few minutes. Um, so find something quick like that so that you're not a burden on somebody. It only takes them 5 minutes to heat your food, put it on the tray, and set it outside your door. Um, I wanted to share with you the different medicines that I was taking with coronavirus. I know a lot of people, when this was brand new, a lot of people was going out buying all these medicines off the shelf. And literally, they should have been just buying all the vitamins off the shelf. Because I'll show you. This is my medicine bag. I'll show you what I take. I'll show you what I took for managing my fibromyalgia, and then I'll show you what I added to that for corona. So it's mainly just the vitamins. So what I was taking before was a multivitamin, B12, vitamin A, biotin, and D3. I also have a prescription for a muscle relaxer that I was taking before pre-COVID. What I take now after the fact is I bought a pain reliever. I started taking ibuprofen, and then I had a lot of people tell me stop taking it because they said that ibuprofen is bad. So I have the ibuprofen. I took it once, and that was it. That was the only time I took it. I stopped taking that. Sleep. The pain was so bad that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't figure it out, but it was very, very hard for me um to sleep. So in order for me to sleep, I took the muscle relaxer to sleep, and I also did melatonin so that I can get through the night without waking up every 30 minutes because my body hurt. I take the vitamin C now, and I take zinc.